Welcome back, everybody. This is Constitutionally Based. I'm your host, Michael Peterson, and today we're going to talk about the Articles, but more specifically Article 1. So for those of you who don't know what the Articles are of the Constitution, they're really kind of like the skeleton, kind of like the build-up of how we were going to make this government work together, so it's not so overbalanced on one side and how people can't have too much power and stuff like that. Lots of balancing out. And that's what the Articles do, is try to balance out as much as possible the powers that are used to govern. So, for today, I obviously want to break these down to simpler terms. And so for today, I drew a cartoon based on Article 1, Section 1 of Article 1 in the Constitution, which talks about the legislative branch. And so in this cartoon, I drew two kingfishers, two belted kingfishers. And they are native species to North America, where they were definitely around for the 13 colonies and all that jazz. And so on the left-hand side, we got Rufus King, and he was in the first U.S. Congress, and he was a senator from New York. And then on the right side, I've got Fisher Ames, who was a member of the House of Representatives in the first U.S. Congress. So they were both there simultaneously. And I thought, like, what better way? I was looking through the names, trying to pick from the House and from the Senate, of the first one being like, what birds can I do? What bird puns can I do? So I saw Rufus King and saw Fisher Ames, and they were both, again, one from the House, one from the Senate, and just those two together as like Kingfisher. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's hilarious. And so that's why I chose them the way they are. And so I have each of them, looking at each other, being like, how are we going to figure these laws out? How are we going to, help pass good laws or create good laws for America, for this new government? And so I have them with their little quills on the legislative paper, writing with the laws and stuff on top of the pillar thing above with Congress on it, and iconic. It's one of those types of pillars. But yeah, so the reason why I think this article and this little section is so important is that this little section establishes like a prejudice for the rest of the articles. So here we go. This is what it says. It says, Article 1, Section 1. All legislative powers herein granted shall be vested in the Congress of the United States, which shall consist of a Senate and House of Representatives. And that's all. That's all it is, really. And so kind of with the Constitution stuff, what the convention kind of figured out eventually was that you couldn't have executive, legislative, or judicial power all in the same category. You can't have the same person do all those things at once. And not just for efficiency reasons, but also for two powerful reasons. For example, King George, when he was being oppressive, even though he had a parliament and whatever, really he made the orders for making the laws, for executing them, and for deciding certain cases. And it was kind of broken. I mean, there were British people who influenced, kind of make it a little less so, one dictator style, a little less so, but it wasn't very effective. And so, because they were all still in that head of state, that monarchy. And so what a lot of the Founding Fathers and come to agreement with was creating separate branches. The legislative branch was there to create laws. That's Congress. It's the House of Representatives. It's the Senate. That's their job. They create. They do not get to enforce the laws, and they don't get to judiciously interpret or punish people according to those laws. And so that's really the genius that comes with this Constitution and this setup. And so I think it's very important to kind of break these down and to really think about how genius that really is. And some of them claimed it was divine inspiration for coming up with that. And so that's essentially the cartoon that I've got for today. I'm going to keep doing these on Mondays and Wednesdays. And so Mondays, I want to try to make more about the articles. And then Wednesdays, they're going to be about the amendments. And so I'll just go back and forth going up and well, no, sorry, not up and down, just from like 1 to later on, and then parts of the section of the articles 1 through later. So yeah, and then we're gonna just do that till through March, and I've calculated all ahead. So, but yeah, but like and subscribe, and make sure you follow. You can follow me on X at Constitutionally Based, or I guess that's my name on there, but it's at Based Liberty 76. And you can you can just see the cartoons on there. I'll be uploading there. And then, yeah, I'm going to compile these to a book, like I've said before. And hopefully we'll be able to get those published before America 250, before the 250th anniversary. So, but yeah, you all have a wonderful day, and God bless America, and God bless you. And stay based.